Use your talent to serve others, a quote one young lady takes to heart. Dima Rizk is a British-American Lebanese, and at 23 years old, she has already created her own brand, Dima, selling handcrafted bracelets online and through pop-up shops in order to fund school-building projects across the globe. And even celebrities wear her bracelets. On a trip to Borneo, Malaysia a few years ago, she took part in building an educational center in the Bornean rainforest. Working alongside the community changed her viewpoint on life, and she heard her calling. Since then, she has been pushing for youth advocacy, inspiring others to join her on her mission of discovery and help. Dima's efforts led her to be the recipient of the 2017 UK Positive Youth Award for her contribution to education, environmental rejuvenation, and empowerment of others.
Bracelets, yeah. How did that start?
So in 2013, I decided to go all the way to the other side of the world, and I actually had no clue how to do it. All my friends would literally ask me, like, how are you going to make £4,000? You know, how are you
Why
going
did
to
you
make
want to make £4,000?
£4,000 in order to go on the trip. Everything from building an educational centre, a kindergarten, and clearing the rainforest, you needed to have £4,000, and there was no way you could make that as a 17-year-old in, you know, just by doing basic things. So how I decided to do it was to actually make bracelets, start selling them, and that's when I first made around £100, with including other ways to fundraise, which is like making cupcakes, selling.
Yeah, hold on. You get up one day and you think to yourself, you know, human rights fascinate me because it's about time we start thinking about people other than ourselves. In an increasingly individualistic world, I have to say. How does that fare, right?
I mean, for me, I feel like it's not, doing good isn't just, you know, to make everyone feel good. It makes me feel good, you know, by helping other people. And I think that it's not just by giving money, it's by giving time, ideas, and your energy. You know, you're helping other people.
And you decided to focus your energy on specifically building schools and education and youth. And you thought, all right, I want to go out into the world.
Yes.
London and the UK, obviously, first world country. Do they need it as much?
I mean, I was like yearning to be out of my comfort zone, you know. I'd never been outside London to do something like this. I took everything for granted, basically toilets, you know, as basic as that. So I wanted to leave, I wanted to do something, I wanted to find my purpose, who I am. I was always really sick, you know, I didn't have any passion for anything, and then I found this opportunity that came to me.
How did it come to you?
I was at school, and one of my teachers said, we have 10 minutes, whoever wants to sign up to a trip to Malaysia. And I'm thinking, looking at my twin sister.
But you have to raise money for that.
She didn't say that. There was about 75 people that didn't know they had to fundraise. So the amount of people came down right to 7.
Okay. Fundraising.
My favorite.
Fundraising, crowdfunding.
Yes.
Your favorite. See, you say my favorite, and I think every time somebody says to me,
your face.
You need to fundraise, I'm like,
yeah, that's the face you give.
Yeah, that's the face I give.
That's
like,
the face you give.
What are we supposed to do?
It's not scary. When you have crowdfunding, you're offline. That's more offline. You write your bio, a short bio online, and you explain in detail everything you're going to do, the project you're going to go on, what you're going to do at the project, show pictures of the people you're going to go with. And then you share that online with everyone. So online is where everyone is.
But are there
websites? There are websites, and people donate. You can send it to whoever you want, whenever you want.
For a cause.
For the cause, and people can sometimes even donate massive amounts. Fundraising is more you going out there.
Give me an example of how you fundraised in London.
So I would, for example, go into a school and say, oh, okay, today I would like permission for the next few weeks where I can sell cupcakes, lollipops, when it's summertime. Obviously we don't get
your bracelets as well.
My bracelets.
So this was a good one. The bracelets, which is such a, and now you started your brand with Dima, right?
Yeah.
So bracelet, just simple bracelets that you make yourself, right?
And everybody, these have a meaning to me. But this in specific, people would always ask, can I have one? And then I thought, why don't I just make them pay just a small amount? And then I could just put that literally, I use nothing from that. It's all 100% towards the trips and the projects that I have to go on.
So you start selling, you know, different products, and
you come face to face with the person and you say, well, you have to, you know, tell the story of the project, where you're going. Do you know what I mean? You can't
and
just
tell them what?
You tell them, I'm going, this is what I'm doing, I'm building a school, I'm building an educational centre, I'm clearing the rainforest, I'm going to an orphanage. You tell them exactly what you're going to do.
And they go, okay.
And they go, okay, so we're not paying for your holiday. And I'm like, no, you listen up. This is what I'm going to tell you. 1, 2, 3. This is what you're going to do.
Right, because some people could be discouraged. Like, why would I want to pay for your holiday?
We've had that. Oh well, we're paying for your holidays. I'm like,
and you say,
here you go. This is what I'm doing. What I'm going to spend the money on. And they're like, can my kids actually do this? And I'm like, yes.
So when you build these schools, are you building them from your hands?
Yes, you actually are told before that you go on this. You stay in a camp. And you physically have to build that school, and that's what gets me so excited because I'm getting my hands dirty. You've got cement. I did never in my life would I think I would have to mix cement or weed or do anything like that. And I think that doing that labour work with the community, smiling because they can't believe someone is coming all the way from London or anywhere else to do this, you know, with their hands physically, and that's what makes me so happy when I go and sleep and I'm just
Malaysia. South Korea,
Ecuador, Lebanon, I've done.
Lebanon. We always have to bring you back to Lebanon, especially now when you think about the refugee crisis and everything. Have you thought about, you know,
yes, and I've
contributing and, you know, because a lot of NGOs are working here and opening an NGO is not an easy task.
Absolutely.
So
I hope, like, we've been having talks to be able to have a sort of project where we can partner up. It's not, I don't have to do it all by myself. Like, why can't I do it with someone else or get the actual youth to do it, you know?
What do you know what's needed in Lebanon? Because it's not so much building schools, is it, as opposed to maybe youth empowerment?
Exactly, because some youth think that there's no opportunity out there to help. And so I think there needs to be, you know, young people are all online, so I think there needs to be more resources out there for them, easy, and also for them to actually think for themselves and say, well, you know what, I can actually help, I should help, why not, like, go out there and explore, ask questions, because that's what I did. I didn't think I'll just sit down and the opportunity came to me. No, I had to, you know, go through a lot to be able to do what I'm doing today.
I love this because your spark and what you were talking about, your passion led you to get a few celebrities to wear some bracelets, including Jean-Claude Van Damme and all his family, and Miss USA, Rima Fakih, the Lebanese. Yeah,
that was Lebanese as well. So you have to kind of connect with them, and at the end of the day, they want to help you more. Like, where's this going? Do you want us to put it here? What do we caption? What do we say about this?
How do you get in touch? How do you say, listen, this is what I'm doing?
That's actually a secret.
Oh, all right, I'm sorry, we can't.
That's a secret, like how I do it.
How do we get Jean-Claude Van Damme's number? That's what we really want to know.
I mean, that's a bit of a hard one.
Has social media played a role in all this? Because, you know, today when you go on Dima and you're trying to sell bracelets and you're trying to put the word out there, do people contact you to say, listen, we want to help, how can we do this?
Yes, I get so many questions. It's very hard though. It's like one of those things that I've had to, you know, post to learn from. For example, if you post a photo, you need to give like behind the scenes of what you were doing. So if I just made a bracelet, I'm going to take a picture of that, and I want to make it look fun and appealing, and say, if you like that color, you know, you should buy it, or that combination. And then you have to tag people and tag organizations maybe that can contribute. Your caption has to be not as like really amazing. It could be like short, and it could be very long, but
just as long as nobody it's on the point.
Nobody wants to read a long, you know, like a long message. And hashtags are really important.
Constant learning process with social media.
Absolutely. It's very hard though.
Kenya is next on your list.
Kenya is next. So there's a few projects that I was really like, when I saw it. So this is what I'm telling you about when you connect with people. Someone at fencing told me about this organization, and I thought, whoa, these people are amazing. Nobody knows anything about them, and they need help. And the only reason I was told about this is because I'm like, you're active, you know, it's like, it could interest you if you went over there and kind of, you know, highlighted a bit of what's going on. They need uniforms, they need you to, you know, kind of tell the girls about, you know, like sex education. You've got that, and they're not very much aware to be able to go and do that. You know, I'm not telling I'm an expert, but like when you have experience and you'd like to help, then you learn along the way, and then they tell you exactly what you need to do. So join them and help.
And if you could pick any era to live in other than now, what would it be?
60s.
The 60s?
The 60s.
What were the 60s? Were they like the Beatles era?
Yeah. Oh. So I'd like to wear the outfits and stuff. And
yeah,
just
would
really
you
cool
like a little bit of hippie?
Yeah, you know, you can do thread bracelets as well for them.
You could have done the bracelets
right?
for them.
That would have been really cool.
Those rainbow bracelets are perfect for that era.
Like peace sign and everything.
If you had a round table and you could have any 5 guests, also dead or alive, who would you pick?
Say Adam Brown, Nicholas Kristof, Mother Teresa.
Okay, yeah, I think that's an obvious one. Yeah.
Probably Princess Diana.
Yeah, also.
I like
great.
her. And one more person. Probably Rafiq Hariri as well.
If you had
Just have a chat with him. You know, I'd be like, can you come and, you know,
Let's talk about it. If you could live in any other country other than Britain, what would it be?
I'd like to live in Lebanon. That would be nice.
Lebanon?
Yeah, that'd be
Really?
nice. Why not? You know, people are lovely. It's a really nice place to be. And then second would probably be, I'm going to give you a second one.
Yeah, give me a second one.
Second one would probably be Malaysia. I'll go back to Borneo.
That's where it all started.
That's where it all started.
It all started in Malaysia? What was it?
Yeah.
You were just there for...
This was the building the school, the educational centre.
Right,
and
right.
The, so that's where my life changed. I mean, I was complete, like, we didn't even speak the same language.
You didn't speak, yeah.
And I just was like, so, I loved it. I loved being there. It was amazing. Everything I did was just from the bottom of my heart. And I learned so much from that. And that's where I am today.
I think that's the great thing about you. It's infectious, right? Because people
yes.
think, you know, she's not doing it for the... There's no glory in it.
No.
Where do you see Dima in 5 years' time? Still doing this, still volunteering, going, helping out?
I'd love to do that
Yeah.
with other things, obviously.
Yeah.
But, you know, you don't know what the future holds, but I'd like young people to experience what I have, fundraise for a project with Dima, be able to travel, be able to have that same spark that I had. That's what I'd love.
Because what's the best part of it at the end of the day?
When you go home and you go to sleep and you're just like,
And you
oh
lay
my
your-
God,
and you-
I
and you
actually
lay your
did
head-
that.
yeah, you lay your head on the
I built
pillow.
that. Or when you see a photo
Yeah.
and you're like, I took part in that, you know? It's just the most rewarding thing ever.
The contribution.
A big, like, that's the best thing. You know, I want to do more, see more, help more. So hopefully we can make that happen.
All right.
Anyone can inspire everyone. Dima's hope? That her bracelets of change and her charity will lift many people out of poverty for good and make this world a safer place for children to have access to quality education. One person can make a difference, and that's worth remembering. If you like this episode of Why Chats and want to see more, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click, click, click!